5 years ago today. The pain, the hurt, the outrage all flood back, and that's the way it ought to be. Time may smooth the rough edges of sorrow, but it does nothing to diminish the depth of the loss this country sustained 5 years ago. There is certainly no need to worry that the memory of this young man will fade, even though there are children alive now who know him only as Bobby's brother, who also was shot. That's the way one 5-year-old described him to me last June. The steady line of patient people moving through the hills of Arlington, however, every day, rain or shine, leave no doubt that John Kennedy's eternal flame burns as brightly now as ever, and will, hopefully, for generations to come. 5 years does make possible an unemotional appraisal of his presidency, and it must be said there are those who find it unimpressive in certain respects. His 1,000 days produced no great tide of landmark legislation. The Congress was not receptive to all his ideas. But the effectiveness of a presidency, as indeed of a life, cannot be measured solely in charts and graphs of things done and not done. And I sometimes think that President Kennedy's greatest gift to his country was a sense of concern, of involvement. He was, above all, the unremitting, untiring enemy of apathy. This same intolerance of indolence, this unwillingness to settle for the status quo, was certainly the hallmark of Robert Kennedy's life, especially after November of 1963. As always, we honor them both best by emulating their best, and that was not to be found in their style or grace or wit, but in their concern and compassion. This is Frank Reynolds.